Okay, stage 2. So if you haven't already done the previous video and done your reflection for 2024, then I would urge you now to stop this video, go and do that one first, and then come back to this one and focus on 2025 and setting your goals and intentions. If you have seen the last video, you have reflected on 2024 and you are ready to move forward into 2025 and make it successful and achieve your goals, feel like you've moved forward, get to the end of the year and actually celebrate everything that you have done. I have used this goal setting method for 4-5 years maybe, and I've tweaked it, it's evolved, I've used bits from lots of other people. I'm not saying that I came up with this all by myself, but this is what works for me and this is the system that I use, and I really do believe that by planning and taking action you can't help but move forward. So as I said in the last video, you can use this for your whole life, or you can just focus in on your business and using this process for your business and breaking it all down step by step. You are going to need something to write in. I would urge you to actually put pen to paper because I think those things flow better, but if you prefer then please type, do whatever. But write these things down, because do you know that, I just had to look it up because I wanted to make sure that I was actually right. If you write your goals down, you are 42% more likely to actually achieve them. So get those goals written down. Right, let's get started. The first thing that we are going to do is audit where we are right now. So we have got a really clear idea of what happened in 2024, what we're bringing with us into 2025, but we really need to take stock and audit where we are. Look at where the gaps are, the things that we want to improve. Just take stock of right now. So we're going to do an audit. Now, I have got 2 frameworks here. One if you are auditing your whole life, one if you are auditing your business. And if you're doing both, then use both of these. So the first thing we're going to do is to audit our whole life, and we're going to use the Wheel of Life to do that. So if you haven't heard of that before, I'll put a symbol on the screen, but we've got 8 categories and we're going to name those categories for all areas of our life, and we're going to score them from 0 to 10 and see where we score for each of those. So you can use whatever titles you want for these categories. You can pick, like it's your life, you're auditing your life. But here's some ideas of things that you could use. So you've got job and career, money and finances, family and friends, health and physical body, personal development, spiritual growth, fun and adventure, physical environment, romantic relationship, possessions, new habits. Pick 8 of those, or pick your own, and score each of those from 0 to 10 and see where you feel like you're thriving, where you're probably might need a bit more attention. Just have a think about your whole life. If you are doing your business as well, or instead, I have a framework that I call Bloom. And so these are the main areas to look at in your business and analyse how they are doing. So you can start to spot the gap, what needs your attention. Okay, so Bloom. The first bit of Bloom is base. So your mission, your vision, your values, the foundations that your business is built on. The L of Bloom is line up. So your team, or any freelancers that you use, or other people that might not necessarily be in your business but who are on your side. Who is helping and supporting you? Do you need to think about adding to your team in the next year? Are your team doing the areas of your business that you feel they should be? Like, are they focusing on the right areas? So line up, score that from 0 to 10. Offers, services, products. So O is offers, but it covers all of those things. So have a look at those. Are they profitable? Are they making you money? Because if not, then you really need to look at them. Do you enjoy them? How do they make you feel? Like, really think about that. The next O is operations. So processes, operations, behind the scenes. How is that all going? Have you got everything all buttoned up? Is it all running smoothly behind the scenes? How do you feel about that? And then finally, M is money, because, you know, that's quite important in your business. How are you doing with that? Are you tracking it? Are you forecasting it? Have you hit your income goals this year? Is your business making you money? Where's your income coming from? Where's your expenses going? All of those things. How do you feel about those areas? You don't need to analyse them in detail, but just score them. Where needs your attention? That's what we're just trying to figure out. So once we've done that audit, we really need to think about also, what season of life are you in? And I want you to just answer that question. I just want you to write down, like, what season of life are you in? Is it a season of hustle? Is it a season of parenthood? Is it a season of, like, balance? Is it a season of simplifying? What season of life are you in? Because that is going to affect your priorities and your goals for the year. Okay, we've done the reflecting, we've done the auditing, we know where we are right now. Now it's about thinking about where we want to be, okay? So we're thinking now about 2025 and beyond. So the first question that I ask you is this: how do you want to feel in 2025? If you're focusing just on your business, how do you want your business to feel in 2025? Think about that and answer that question. We're moving on to the vision, right? This is the big vision. So this is not necessarily just in 2025, but what is the big vision? What's the big vision for your life? What is the big vision for your business? That was tricky. I want you to sit for a minute, maybe close your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so, and think about what your dream future holds. Just see if you can picture it in your mind. Build that picture. Now, for some, trying to build a vision in their mind is difficult. For me, I don't think in pictures. But think about the feelings. Think about what you want to feel. Think about where you want to be. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Like, what is the long-term vision there? Think about also all of those areas that we've just audited. Are you happy with that? Are there certain areas that you want to work on, or that you can see are different in the future? All of that. Just sit for a minute or two and really think about that big picture. Once you've done that, I want you to write down your vision wish list, okay? And this is about dreaming big. This isn't just about what you were going to get done in 2025. This is like the big picture. So write down all of those things that you have in your vision, that you know in the future you want, or that you're aiming towards. So write down your big dreams. Put your wish list together. Okay, so we've got our big wish list, right? Our big dreams. They're there. They're our big goals. So once we have that, and once we've got our wish list, we're narrowing down. We're thinking about 2025 now, okay? And I want you to think about what your priorities are for 2025. The key with a priority, and the clue is in the name, is that everything cannot be a priority. Really, you can have a maximum of 3 priorities for the year. You just need to ask yourself, where is your focus going for 2025? What are those priorities for 2025? And I would say write down between 1 and 3. So have a think about that and write 3 down, or 1, 2, or 3. So we've got our wish list, we've got our priorities. Now I want you to have a look at that wish list and identify the ones that stand out for you. Which ones align with your priorities? What makes you really excited when you think about it? Like, really look through that list and really think about it. And you need to identify 5 or 6. Thinking about your season of life, thinking about your priorities, identify 5 or 6 on that list. And also think about, you know, these are big goals. They might be 5 or 10 year goals. So what is a shorter term goal that will move you towards that goal? Think about the goals that you will need to hit before you get to those big goals. So this is about really identifying 5 or 6 key intentions for the year. They're not solid goals at this present moment in time, because to achieve a goal, you need to be able to measure that goal, right? So if you had a business goal of build a community, for example, that's your intention for the year. But from that, we then need to set some goals that are measurable from that. Like, what does that mean? Is that like a number of Instagram followers? Is that a number of clients? Is that a membership? Like, where's the tangible thing in that? Like, that's important. So this is really about your key intentions for 2025. So look back over that wish list, identify 5 to 6, or use those to create 5 to 6 that align with your priorities and your season of life. Then the next thing that I do is write down my priorities for the year as headings, okay? And then I move these intentions, or I create from there the goals around those intentions that fit into those priorities. So, for example, health, okay? So health was one of my priorities. One of my intentions is take health seriously. What does that mean? So I will be tracking my energy and my health every week of the year. Actually, I've decided to track energy, how I felt, and my productivity each week. So I will record that each week, just check in with it, see how it's going. I have also decided that I need to get healthier, right? And part of that is moving. Like, I don't move enough, I don't exercise enough. So I have decided that I will do some type of movement 3 times a week and identify a challenge each month that ties in with that. So this is still pretty wishy-washy at the moment, like movement 3 times a week, what kind of movement? We really need to focus in on that, and we're going to focus in on that when we get to planning for the quarter and the month. They all come under health, and they all are sort of take health seriously broken down into more tangible, actual results-driven things. Build a community, we talked about that before, but if you were using that as something that's key for your business, what does that look like? Are you keen to increase your Instagram followers to X amount? Does that mean you are getting X number of subscribers on your email list? Does that mean that you are going out networking every month? Like, what are the goals that actually bring you tangible results for that? So that is the general intentions for the year. The actual goals I set quarterly. I think the problem with big lofty goal setting is that we write them down in January, we do nothing about them because they seem so big and so unmanageable and scary that we just leave them in that notebook and shut it and go, okay, cool, we'll do that. But actually we need to be taking action towards it. So these are my intentions for the year. Goal setting then happens quarterly. Okay, we've got a new planner because we're now on to 2025. This is my new one. I've already decorated it, obviously. This is the planner that works for me, but it only comes in black, which makes it feel a bit serious, so I have to do some decoration. Okay, so we're moving on to the final phases. We're using our 2025 intentions to set goals for the first quarter. So I only plan in quarters. I don't plan for the whole year. I plan for the first quarter. Once the first quarter is done, I will review it and then I will plan for the next quarter. So I plan for January, February, March to start with. Now, I really truly believe that writing down resolutions or goals for the whole year is too big and too scary, and that's why they don't get achieved. Because we put these big lofty goals in place, right? But we put no process in place to actually get us to there, so they just seem too big to even start, and that is part of the problem. So we plan for the quarter. So what I have done is I look at those intentions that I set for 2025 and I think about what are the first 3 steps that need to happen to achieve those things. And it might be that some of those things won't happen till later on in the year. It might be that I need to put in place some things now to start building towards getting there. So I look at my intentions, I break it down, and I think about the first 3 steps. The really key thing here is to also decide when will you know you've completed it. So it needs to have a tangible result, and also you need to put a date to it. When are you going to have completed these things by, right? I have got a income goal for the year, right? At the moment, I don't have an income goal for the quarter, I don't have an income goal for the month, but I need to do that. I need to set an income goal for each month, and so I will know what my income goal is for that quarter. I need to be tracking that. And then if it's not working properly, I need to adjust. So we need to be tracking and we need to be making adjustments. Okay? I know that I have an income goal, so I need to break that down. Now, I also need to look at what services I'm offering, what my capacity is, so I can really truly forecast for the year. I've got 4 goals plus a income goal which I need to work on. And then I do have some things that will be happening throughout the year. They are more habits rather than key goals that need to happen in a quarter. They are things that I need to track throughout the year. And so from there, from my quarterly goals, I then think about January. I go to January, I look at my quarterly goals. I also look at what is happening in that month, because you should look at that in your quarter as well and be realistic about what you're going to achieve. Because if you are planning on doing a big trip and being away for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you are not going to achieve as many other things as you would do in a normal month when you're around all the time. So you really need to think about what is happening in that month and what's happening in that quarter when you set these goals. So for January, the first thing I do, look at the month as a whole and write down anything that is happening. So any plans that I already have. So just have a overview of what is happening. And then I set my goals for the month. So looking at those quarterly goals, I then think about what are the first 3 things that I need to get done to start me moving forward to making sure that I've ticked all of those things off in that first quarter. So they are my goals for January. They're there. And then what I do is I break that down even further for each week. So at the beginning of each week, I have a look at what's happening. I look at my calendar. I put everything down that is happening that week. I really plan that week. I decide what goals I'm working on, what I need to do, and I make it exact. So like I will have, on the first week of January, I will have walk, and I'll have 1, 2, 3, and I will tick them off as I do them. So I really look at narrowing these down into a weekly plan. I then, at the end of each week, write down my wins really quick, just really quickly, like whatever comes to mind. 4 or 5, maybe even 3, it doesn't matter. And then I write down my reflections. And for that, I try really hard to not be negative. I try really hard to be objective and just notice what's come up that week. And then at the month, I do exactly the same thing. So I have a look back over what my goals were for the month. I tick off what's happened. I write down what my wins were for that month, and I write down my reflections. Just things to think about, things that maybe I want to adjust going forward. That then means when we come to do reflection at the end of the year, I have all of these things to look back through to just jog my memory also about what actually happened in the year. So that's my process. And I will talk more in another video about processes and systems that I have put in place to help me be consistent, to help me really achieve things, to help me feel like I am progressing each week, and how I review the week and how I review the month. But I hope that that was helpful in setting your intentions and your goals. Your intentions for 2025 and your goals for the first quarter and for January, or whenever you're watching this. Please let me know in the comments if this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and also let me know what one of your goals is for the first quarter. Because remember, when you write it down, you're 42% more likely to actually achieve it. So write it down. Anyway, I really hope that this was helpful. please do give this video a like and help other people find it. And please make sure that you are subscribed for the next video that will be coming soon.